And when did the prosecution's moral compass become the moral compass of the country? They're setting it like that. It's like people's trained their thinking wrong. When they turn child molestation into a misdemeanor, instead of saying that should be a fucking misdemeanor, what the fuck's wrong with you? Everybody's like, oh, it's not so bad to rape a kid. It's just a misdemeanor. It's no big deal. It's just a misdemeanor. And that's how everybody's thinking went. Nobody stood up and said, why are you charging that as a misdemeanor? That motherfucker hurt a kid. Everyone's like, well, it couldn't have been so bad. It was just a misdemeanor. Look at how convoluted everything's gone. Misdemeanors are ticketable offenses. They don't carry jail sentences. If you have to put a jail sentence on there because what they did is harm somebody, that makes it a goddamn felony, and it should be. And carrying pot when you're not supposed to have pot should be a misdemeanor. You pay a ticket, a fine. I broke the state's law, but you didn't hurt nobody. You increased commerce, whatever. But hurting a kid, and this is the drunk part. People, the alcoholics, man, you don't get that either. I've been in jail with these bitches. More than one that has literally no memory of killing somebody because they were a drunk piece of shit and wouldn't stop driving. And everybody gives them the benefit of the doubt and acts like, well, they're just so overwhelmed with grief because what they did. A normal person who remembered, because it was truly an accident, would feel that way, yeah. These bitches don't feel that way at all because they don't remember. Someone's dead, but it was as if they watched it on the news and someone else did it. This 23-year-old bitch that I was just in there with, she referred to the person she killed as her passenger. My passenger flew out and died. And now his family's mad at me. I'm going to beat a bitch in the shower. And it's just... 23. Was on probation already. Misdemeanor probation for driving like a fucking drunk bitch already once. And the second time she killed somebody. And didn't give a fuck. Just had mental health in there. She's just overwhelmed with grief, and so she's not responding normally. What do they call it? There's a response. And there is no normal response when you don't remember that you didn't do something. That's how they feel. And so fuck you. You give them the benefit of the doubt. No, they're pieces of shit that don't give a fuck. And they keep driving drunk. This one piece of crap that I met, 9 misdemeanor DUIs. He's on this right now. I seen him at the Money Tree, 8 o'clock in the morning, with some Indian bitch. They were both fucking alcohol, drunk on and driving some other car. Third car I've seen the piece of shit wreck. Well, he'll wreck it, but there's 3 other ones brutalized on his property because he's a drunk motherfucker and he won't stop driving drunk. And this is what he does all the time. I want to go for a cruise. He gets all fucked up and goes driving. Man, when I was driving taxi, we had this 3 o'clock is when the really bad drunks come out. And that's when the cops disappear off the road. And I'm coming down 3rd, which is a one-way down towards downtown, and I hear wham, wham, and boom. 2 seconds after I hear that noise, there's a fucking van rolling the wrong way up on 3rd, coming the wrong direction with no lights on. Pass the fuck out. They guesstimated going about 45 miles an hour. This piece of shit, okay, I don't now know how the fuck this bitch I was driving was a bartender and shit fucked out of her mind. So she's going on about how her boyfriend doesn't like her relationship with her 28-year-old son and how close they fucking are. There you go, you freaks. Some weird porn stuff for you. And she's talking about, and this is when this happens. Wham, wham. I ripped the van off the road damn near into an apartment complex, trying to get the fuck away. And I'm as far off as I get. There's this fucker, and the wheels are coming at us. And I mean, to this day, I don't know how the fuck we're not dead. I got the fuck out of the way, and somehow he missed us because he was whapping off the fucking far side of the curb and going up onto the other side. So I had like inches of clearance. I was still wham, and there was his tires, and I'm sitting there. And I'm going, holy fuck. And I hear the guy is still going. So he rolls like that. All the way up fucking 4th till he hits like Prairie, I think it was. He got onto, 95. He got onto 95 and Prairie. And that's what stopped him. He ran into the fucking pole that is the light, which is a solid metal thing, and cut himself in fucking half. right through a fence as well, which is always bizarre because I was dropped the bitch off, picked up my next fare, and came upon the wreck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen that fucker downtown Coeur d'Alene, and he gets on 95. So he crashed. He did hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage that he wiped out on the way of cars parked on the side of the road, and I don't think he hurt anybody else. You know, and we didn't get hurt, I guess, technically, lucky. But, I mean, he caused all this damage. So he'd wake up after having just destroyed, people's property and start driving again. Back the fuck up, or because there's no fucking way that he wasn't stopped at some point, smashing into that many cars. And continued to drive till he ran into the fucking pole that holds the light, and it's a solid pole, and I literally cut him in fucking half. And he was like, I seen him through the fence. I'm going, Jesus, it was insane. And the whole time, all that goes down, that bitch fucking wanting to fuck her own son, she didn't even notice any of that had happened. She just keeps talking to the dashboard because they lean in there going to the dashboard. She's fucking alcoholics. But guess what? Motherfucker was on misdemeanor probation for DUI. Lucky we didn't kill somebody else today. And I think if he's not dead, he's fucked up at least. He cut himself in half, dude. Misdemeanor, DUI. What the fuck? Take your misdemeanors. Go ahead. Fill your neighborhoods full of misdemeanors. I'll be a felon. No problem. You drunk child molesting freaks.